Welcome back, dear students. In previous video we discussed export procedure. Today we'll discuss role of WTO and GATT. First of all, we'll discuss about World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization was established in 1995 as the higher organization to the GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. GATT was founded in 1948 with 23 nations as the global international trade organization to serve all multilateral trade agreements by giving fair chances to all nations in the international exchange for trading prospects. WTO is required to build a rule-based trading government in which countries cannot place unreasonable constraint on trade. In addition, its mission is to increase stock and trade of services, to assure maximum utilization of world resources, and to preserve the environment. The WTO deals include trade in commodities as well as service to promote international trade, bilateral and multilateral, through the elimination of the tax as well as non-tariff obstacles and implementing greater marketplace access to all member nations. As an influential member of WTO, India is at the lead of building fair global laws, status and shields and supporting the concerns of the developing system. Some main objectives of WTO is to set and execute rules for international trade, to present a panel for negotiating and controlling addition trade liberalization, to solve trade conflicts, to improve the clarity of decision making methods. Now let's talk about some points regarding the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT. GATT is a legal agreement between many countries whose overall purpose was to promote international trade by reducing or eliminating trade barriers such as tariffs or quotas. The GATT and its successor, the WTO, have succeeded in reducing tariffs. When GATT was concluded by 23 countries at Geneva in 1947 to take effect on Jan 1, 1948, it was considered as interim arrangement pending the formation of a United Nations agency to supersede it. When such an agency failed to emerge, GATT was amplified and further enlarged at several succeeding negotiations. It subsequently proved to be the most effective instrument of the world trade liberalization, playing a major role in the massive expansion of the world trade in the second half of the 20th century. By the time GATT was replaced by the WTO, World Trade Organization, in 1995. Dear students, let's study the problems of international trade. Here are these problems. First is problems of currency. In international trade, every country has its own currency and the rate at which one currency can be exchanged for another keeps on in fluctuating. Change in exchange rates create additional risk in international business. Remitting of money for payments in foreign trade involves much time and expense. Due to wide time gap between dispatch of good and receipt of payment, there is a greater risk of bad debts also. The next problem in international trade is diversity of language. Different languages are spoken and written in different countries. Price lists and catalogs are prepared in foreign languages. Advertisements and correspondence also are to be done in foreign language. A trader wishing to buy or sell goods abroad must know the foreign language or employ somebody who knows that language. Third problem in international trade is the problem of distance. Due to long distance between different countries, it is difficult to establish quick and close trade contacts between traders and buyers and sellers. Rarely meet one another and personal contact is rarely possible. There is a great time lag between placement of order and receipts of goods from foreign countries. Distance creates higher cost of transportation and greater risks. Next problem is restrictions and controls. Every country charges customs duties on imports to protect its home industries. Similarly, tariff rates are put on exports of raw materials. Importers and exporters have to face tariff restrictions. They are required to fulfill several customs formalities and rules. Foreign trade policy, procedures, rules, and regulations differ from country to country and keep on changing from time to time. Next problem is problem of risk. Foreign trade involves much greater risk than home trade. Goods have to be transported over long distance and they are exposed to perils on the sea. Many of these risks can be covered through marine insurance but increase the cost of goods. Next problem in international trade is difference in laws. Different countries have different trade laws. It becomes a problem to understand them easily. Next problem in international trade is lack of the trader's contact. In the absence of direct and close relationship between buyers and sellers, special steps are necessary to verify the creditworthiness of foreign buyers. It is difficult to obtain reliable information concerning the financial position and business standing of the foreign traders. Therefore, there is a risk and there is a high risk. Next problem in international trade is problem of weighing scale. Sometimes different countries have a problem regarding weighing scale as they have different weighing scale. Dear students, here we have completed the chapter. Revise the chapter by referring the videos of the chapter. Also, you have to write the answers of the questions given in your textbook exercise. Thank you.